Hey everybody, and welcome back to Behind the Score, 30 teams in 30 days as we get on the home stretch here with the last 10 teams in the league. And am I getting excited? Nice warm weekend again and feeling like spring as the days go along. Today we're here to talk about the NL East Division. And this is the Star Pack division that's going to win a lot of games and is going to be very exciting to watch. Um, so, we're going to be talking about the Atlanta Braves today. Uh, so, we'll jump into the lineup. Thanks for MLB.com for the stats on the players. Is it going to give me more in depth information to give you guys into why I made the decisions I made? So we'll get into the 2021 lineup. Leading it off, we have Ronald Acuna Jr. Man, this guy is a young guy that's the star to watch. He's going to have an even bigger season this year. And with his power and his gameplay, he always makes the game an exciting one, even in the dull moments. He's a right-hand batter, batting 302 with a 392 on base. This guy can get on base. Like I said, he's got some power. He hits well, and he's going to be one of the legends of the game going forward. Batting behind him, I have Ozzy Albee. Ozzy is the second baseman, switch hitter, batting 312 with 361 on base. Another guy like Acuna that can hit and get on base. He's great out in the field. I actually had him for a while in one of my baseball pools as a second baseman, and he performed fairly well when I had him there. Like I said, he gets up big, he gets the RBIs, um, he gets the runs, hits. Like there's not much that this guy doesn't contribute stat wise. So that top two at the top of the lineup, they're always going to be getting on base, always coming in, scoring runs. So it's like I said, going to be one of the more entertaining teams to watch in the league. Behind them is the third. Behind him is the first baseman, and we all know him from the Braves. He was one of the guys that I see as the MVP candidate last year. Freddie Freeman. He bats left, hit a 317 at 384, just like Albies and Acuna. He's got power. He's a guy that gets on base, hits very well. I also had him in my pool last year. He was the best player on my team. I actually had him and Goldschmidt from the St. Louis Cardinals, and they both performed very well last season. Um, Hopefully, I could get him again because I could see the Braves, with them being first, means they're going to be winning the division. So I definitely see big numbers and big stat lines coming from this team. Next, we have Marcel Ozuna, batting right, 247 with a 318. This is a guy with another power hitter. His average is a little bit lower than the top three, but he's also a guy that can get on base. His career has really taken off since he got to the Braves. Decided to go back to the Braves this off season, and man, it's star power and stars like superstar wise at the top of this lineup for the top half. You could almost put anybody in any position. It's definitely going to be a fun year in Atlanta. Next, I have Dansby Swanson. Dansby is a right-handed hitter, 279 with a 361. another guy that can get on base, another guy that's up in the top tier for 200s for hitting. I actually had him as a shortstop last year as well for in my pool for a bit when I had injuries, and I actually later on used him as my starter for shortstop. He was kind of average last season from the team that I had, but I definitely see this guy contributing in a big way as well, especially at the fifth position. He can get on base after the rally at the top and keep the lineup going. Next, we have Austin Riley. Austin Riley is the third baseman, batting right, 299 with a 382. Again, another guy that hits well, gets on base a lot, bring in runs, keep the lineup going. And like I said, now the top six guys could be put anywhere in this lineup. Like there's not anybody you could really say is at the top or at the bottom. This lineup is full of talent, full of power, full of people that can get on base, and it's going to help them out very well. Next will be Ender Inciarte, left batting left in center field. 290 with a 342 on base. Another guy that hits well and is going to contribute well to the bottom of the lineup. Keep it moving. Next will be Travis Darneau, the catcher, batting 242 with 316. His average on base is a little bit lower, but still a guy that I don't think you really want to look past at the bottom of the lineup. Another guy that can keep it going there. And of course, being the National League, they don't have the designated hitter this year. So number 9 will be Mike Soroka. As we all know, with injuries and stuff that happens through spring training, the beginning of the season, that some of these pitching rotations and lineups might not look the same through the first part of the season. The different things with hamstrings and muscle cramps and whatever. So some guys might get some starts, some guys might be sitting out for a few games, but this team is pretty much, this will be the way it looks for or the way they want the lineup to be for most of the season. Going to the pitching rotation, we have a lot of not only veterans with the catching, but I definitely see them having a lot of great performance when it comes to pitching. Number 1, Mike Soroka, as I mentioned. Number 2, Max Fried. He's going to be back there, hoping to have another big season with Atlanta. Number 3 would be Charlie Morton. Number 4 would be Ian Anderson. And number 5 would be Drew Smiley. These guys are definitely not ones to look past. A couple are kind of average, had their ups and downs, but I think this is a team that's going to come together, rally together, have the energy and the experience to really pick apart their opponents and keep that clubhouse rolling. So you will get into other storylines from around the Atlanta Braves. Max Wright is back and good to go. He was out there for a while, but he's back with the team, and like I said, looking to have a big season there. Like I've been saying all along, this is a killer lineup. Anybody could be moved anywhere, up and down in the lineup. I don't care where you put anybody. Of course, you're going to have your Acuna at the top with Freeman and Ozuna. But really, on days off, you can move these guys anywhere. There's tons of versatility and they're going to get on base. So this is one that if you go into Atlanta, you better have your greatest pitchers going, and they better be on their game, because if not, you could get down early and often and dig yourself quite a hole before you get started. This is also a team that when you go to Atlanta, you're going to be glad that you get to bat first, hoping to put up some runs to start, because this team is going to bury you if you don't. I see this team playing to get to the World Series. I see them definitely in the Final Four. It'll be interesting to see if they get past the Padres and the Dodgers. I think there are going to be two other big contenders there. But I definitely see the Braves putting in some big-time win totals and giving them a run for their money along with the Milwaukee Brewers. The rotation can be effective at a caliber level. Like I said, some of these guys will be lights out. Max Wright's looking for a big season. Mike Soroka is going to get back on the role that he's on. Charlie Morton and Drew Smiley have had definitely great times in their past when it comes to pitching. So this is definitely going to be a tough lineup, tough pitching staff. So get on them and get on them early, because you're going to be not only wanting to get runs to combat their lineup, but you're also going to be wanting to put runs on the board and get those starting pitchers out of there early within the first 4 or 5 innings and get to that bullpen. Players to watch as we round out this one will be Christian Pach, outfielder, number 1 in the organization. Drew Waters, another outfielder, number 2. Ian Anderson, that's in the pitching rotation. I have him as the right-hander pitcher, number 3 in the organization. Shea Langeliers, he's a catcher, number 4. I have him as the backup to Darneau. And Braden Shoemake is a shortstop, number 5 in the organization. As you see, within the top 5, there's already some guys that I have predicted to crack the lineup. But definitely see these other guys possibly later in the season as rosters expand by a few players. It's definitely ones to look out for. And even injury-wise, for people to be called up, these are some names that might become very familiar in Atlanta. Utility guys, I also have Pablo Sandoval. He's had an up-and-down career, but a guy to definitely watch there. He does have some power when he connects with the ball and gets it elevated. And Jake Lamb is the other guy there. So anyways, thank you for watching again. And just remember, it's not always what happens in the game. There's a lot that you can know from behind the score. Thank you and have a great day.